Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Bavarian and we are here as the Jannabid dynasty, although, well, I'm not truly controlling them anymore. The Jannabid dynasty is now being handed over to the AI and we're going to do a time lapse where we go about, maybe 30, 40, maybe 50 years into the future to see what the AI does with our empire. We are incredibly powerful, almost at the, strongest point of the caliphate. We do not hold all this area, which should be ours, I think, historically speaking, or not even historically speaking. Where did this come? Oh no, these are the Abbasids, that's amazing. Not even historically speaking, but like where the biggest extent of the caliphate was. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unpause. In the last episode, we already talked a lot about the family history, so I'm not going to do that here again. As a conclusion to this series, I personally would say that the Jannabids are probably one of the easiest characters that you can play with, even in the Muslim world. Because they just so easily can blob around, nobody really stands a chance against them. And getting Qarmatian as the prime, religion of... Ooh, did I just see that there? As the prime religion instead of just a heresy of Shia is fairly easy to do. So all things considered, especially in this starting point, you don't really have much against you. If you've never played these games before, if you're very new to CK2, I would advise you personally, at least, if you want to play a Muslim, they play the Jannabids. They are a very interesting family, have a lot of very interesting stuff going on, and on top of that, it is fairly easy to expand. There is, in 936, and I remember when we started this playthrough, when, we were all looking at Iron Century as a new start date, and what it could be like if you did your own stuff in it. I think it deserves to be mentioned that the start date is great, but the AI is not. So, what for example never happens, and that is a bit disappointing, at least to me, the Fatimids start out very strong over here, but they never actually blob into Egypt, which they did do historically. And with that never happening, there is no real conflict, no power opposing you as the Jannabids, making everything even easier. On top of that, the Umayyads usually trigger the Crusades by getting to lose, but the Crusades always go against the Umayyads, meaning that you can control whatever you want, you are entirely safe. So, with Christianity out of the way, you are practically the dominating force in the entire Mediterranean. A very easy campaign to do. So again, if you learn the game, if you need to learn the game as a Muslim, because you've never... Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. If you need to learn the campaign as a Muslim, then the Jannabids are definitely the way to go, and I cannot believe what the Catholics just did. That is incredible. They just destroyed... What are you? An empire? CK2. How? What? Look, I don't know what this is yet. How did this happen? Is this the supposed... So, okay, wait. One moment. I think this is the supposed Nicaean Empire, but as CK2. And I gotta take a look. Isn't CK2... Yeah, wow, in Georgia. But with this falling, of course, the Caliphs should be in a position to destroy everything in their way, one way or another. Wow. That's outrageous. So the Latin Empire was just formed by Emperor Umberto, the Holy of the Latin Empire, and I can only assume that these dudes over here, yes, they have converted to... And now Armenia... Oh no, wait, we should be looking at CK2. They will forever be a republic, so even if they reclaim all of this stuff, which they might, because they are still fairly powerful, they will fall. Because that's just a republic. They will never actually get anything done with a random open agnatic here. Wow. Damn. Anyway, what I wanted to say is the Catholics are so weak, and I mean, now they've just destroyed the only bulwark against the Muslims in the East, which was the Byzantine Empire, and the Byzantines were fairly strong. But with this crusade, and that should have been the bloodline as well. Did he get a bloodline? Yeah, there he is. Blood of Emperor Umberto, known for shattering the old empire of Byzantium and raising a new empire from its ashes. This is actually probably going to be the most interesting time-lapse that we have done after finishing a campaign. I've had a lot of fun with the campaign, although of course at some point you just, start to blob out. I've seen some comments as well to be like, hey, when you get defensive pacts, and I will make the case against defensive pacts yet again. I've done this before, and I understand that people play with it. I've played with it until like, what, February? I think January maybe. I've played with them there, and it's just, they just keep you from conquering. They don't actually stop you from growing, from being strong, You just have to wait. And waiting is not exactly a strong suit when it comes to the gameplay in CK2, meaning that I will not really turn on defensive pacts. I don't think that is worth, you know, making you a bit weaker. Ah, and I see you are... What? Right, that's a... So the Paganags are in control of this horde, and this horde is in control of big chunks of Russia now. The kingdom of the Kievan Rus completely integrated there. I'm really interested in learning if the Jannabids... Oh, and Caliph Nasr, it's a different one now. It's the son of good old Caliph Hafiz. So Caliph Hafiz was murdered. We know by whom? No, we do not. We just know that it was indeed murder. What is he doing? Attacking Cyprus in an embargo war. Yeah, embargo wars are just wasted, but you know, that's your prerogative. What I would love to see is the AI actually blob, and they are doing it actively, actually blob further into Persia, and then of course also into Asia Minor. That is why I didn't want to, you know, do episodes where I do that. I love watching the AI do these things or fail at them. One way or another, I always think it's interesting to take a look at it. We left the entirety of the southern Mediterranean coast, so North Africa, under the true and proper Qarmatian belief. The Sunnis, of course, still exist, especially under the Umayyads and over here under the Abbasids. No, the Abbasids might actually be gone entirely now. Interesting. But we've left it, you know, under a very strong Qarmatian faith, under the control of a very strong Qarmatian... Yeah, this is easy. Under a very strong Qarmatian Caliph. Wait a minute, what? Oh my god. Wow, what? How did he do that? Yo, what? Alright, well, I mean... That's just how easy it is sometimes, I guess. Conquered as claimant, yeah, I see. Wow. So we have two caliphs in one realm. One the caliph of the Sunnis, the other the caliph of the Qarmatians. If we don't see a revolt here, I would be very, very confused. They like him, interestingly enough. Despite most of them being Qarmatians. This is the strongest, the weirdest history that we have had in any Timelapse video. But here's the revolt, and I assume that is to place... war against a tyranny. I don't know. This is not actually to place a new Qarmatian Caliph back on the throne. It is just to, you know, kind of go against this one. I guess he wanted to revoke something. Oh lordy, the Abbasids are back, and how did they even do that? Where did they find them in? Although I could of course definitely see, you know, some Sunnis getting together and forming an army, a host, to get an Abbasid back on the throne of the overall empire. The Latin Empire in... the meantime, is just stagnating. They're not really doing anything. And that is so cool though, that this actually happened. Did they transform this, I wonder, into the Catholic Church? Probably not. How can you use the Hagia Sophia for executing prisoners? How's this one going? Tell me about it. Good lord, what is this timeline? What actually... We have a very, very strong Pratyahara, of course, over here. Well, they're not as strong as I thought. I thought the Gobinids here were part of it. Gobindid. But they are not. Pala is holding the ground. Cumania doing what they do best. Transforming everything into the steppes. Regardless of where they go. Ooh, 2 rebellions now against the tyranny and 4th liberation of Egypt. But that one just ended. Don't worry about it. Ooh, and the Hussite... Oh, no. All of those are now becoming... Essentially, okay, this is interesting. What we are witnessing here is the disintegration of the old caliphate. That is because the Abbasids, you know, destroyed the old rule, and now they're all of these Qarmatian small rulers, instead of reinstalling a proper Qarmatian caliph, what they are doing is they are just declaring independence. Quite reminiscent of the downfall of the original caliphate, although of course that has nothing to do with Qarmatianism. Another war against the tyranny. He must have won this one. White peace, I understand. But all of them, look at this. Damn. The empire is faltering. We had one big conquest, one big destruction of all the foes standing in our way, and then the slow but sure downfall. Oh, we won that one. Meaning that, was won by Bacha Halil the usurper, yeah. Why Bacha? Oh, he's not the actual caliph! I understand, that's why he calls him Badshah. I guess, like, it's a special, you know, it's like Shahanshah. The Shah of all Shahs. This is a ridiculous timeline. An incredibly ridiculous timeline. Show me your fathers. There you go. What happened to the Sunni Caliph? So the Sunni Caliph is still over here. He still exists. And he holds some titles at the very least. Yeah, it's Tabaristan over here, I suppose. Karabogus. Oh, he's under the control of Karabogus. I understand. Some horde, I guess. Wait, no. What? No, he is. Look at this. This is the weirdest timeline. I said it before, I will say it again. What is going on here? I can't explain any of it. But I like this. I like, you know, the disintegration of the realm is better, probably. Yeah, look at these permanent revolts. Jesus. This never ends, does it? Holy War for Mudar. And then against the tyranny. I guess he's just revoking titles left and right. Or at the very least, he's trying. By the looks of it. But yeah, I've had fun with this playthrough. I will say, however, again, you know, it's just easy. So, too easy. Far too easy. Also a bit disappointing. I have not actually, and I've done some hands-off observation games, I have never seen the AI form the Holy Roman Empire, which kind of gimps the rest of the game, because you need the HRE blob, so to make it interesting, you know, for example, if the HRE existed, I'm sure that they could resist against the Umayyads, but the way it is right now, the Umayyads are just blobbing around, you know, they have no fear, they have no natural predators, they just exist to crush, and crush they do. Jesus. Ah, the Latin Empire is getting it together though. Look at this. They're kind of retaking some lands. Ooh, a Sunni jihad for Daylam declared against Armenia. Isn't Armenia Orthodox? No, they're Miaphysite. What? Ah, the Bagrationi. Now, that is a dynasty that I have no love for, but all of you that are following the main series, honestly, my baby right now. I love the playthrough. It's so much fun to do it. The playthrough in Armenia, in Hike. And that playthrough, by the way, on the same evening that this episode goes live, there will be a really interesting episode. At least I hope that you perceive it the same that I do. A really interesting episode in the other series. But all that aside, I don't want to spoil anything. The Abbasids are not doing much. I mean, look at this. How can they do much? You know, he has a weak claim on it, but what is he going to do about it? Oh, and there's a host. Is that host? Come on. Ah, it's just an Abbasid. Where are the one true, the family of the Qarmatians? Where is it? The Jannabids do still exist. Decadence 40. They have fallen from grace. 30 living members. Who's the current head of the family? Oh wow, if you are the current head, then I mean, we are truly lost. He holds a lot of land, but he's a kid. What is he really going to do? He doesn't even have a claim on the empire anymore. Because, oh, that makes a lot of sense. It never fell into his... Look at this. So this is Said the Wise. He's the son of Abu Bakr. We know Abu Bakr. He was our son. We disinherited him by making somebody else stronger over here in Africa. And now this branch got it all, whereas this branch got nothing. And by the looks of it, this branch is entirely gone. No, you still have the Jannabids here, and he has a claim on it. I wonder if he's actually pushing for it. I don't see anything here, but I'm not quite sure. I don't see anything here for him pushing in a faction to become the new Caliph. And why does he like the Caliph so much? This is the strangest world. The strangest time lapse that I have ever done. Jesus Christ. What is a bit disappointing, where are the great conquerors? Where are the Seljuks? This is the perfect Seljuk time. If the Seljuks came in right now, they could challenge the Abbasids. Get some, you know, more destruction going there. Are you Seljuks by any chance? No. Can I search for families here? Seljuk. Nope. Can't find him at the very least. What a weird development. And it looks like he's going to win that for Dailam, but Dailam is not the, you know, it's not the biggest kingdom to conquer, so that's fairly inconsequential, I would argue. Oh, the Knights of Sardinia are doing what Italians do best, although he's of course Occitan. God damn, stop messing around in Libya. I swear. This is the curse of this bookmark. Bulgaria as well will never fall because they are an empire. They can actually never crumble. Bohemia is big, very thick Bohemia. It's Czechoslovakia plus, you could say. England has, you know, of course, established the dominance over the British Isles. How else could they? What is Mali doing? Ah, they're gonna lose Timbuktu here by the looks of it. I don't see how he would lose against Tifan. How many troops do you have? 12k? I mean, maybe with the territory here being tribal and everything, what's the... Yeah, with a supply limit, he might lose too many of his troops and then just get ousted. Yeah, this looks very good for the Emperor of Mali. funny that Mali actually would erect a realm like this. You know, I think they could only do it really because we disturbed the powers that be over here. When we came in and conquered everything, we weakened them so much that Mali had so much of a breather that they could, you know, otherwise I think they would have been slowly worn down as they usually do. Here's Trebizond. Let's take a look at this. The Kingdom of Trebizond, also fairly strong. And Ruthenia down here. What just happened? What actually just happened? Pechenegs? Pecheneg? Sunni? You know, I can't tell you what is going on anymore. But I can tell you that much. The Abbasids, for some reason and somehow, came back and crushed everything in their way. This is too funny. This is genuinely, like, insanely funny to me, just how ridiculous all of it is. Why did Karabogas? So Karabogas, I assume, gained Dailam because they already held the kingdom title, meaning that when the Caliph declared the Sunni Jihad, it was usually all of it goes to the Caliph, but in this case, he already had a king, but they just went with it. This is just something else. What even is this? When's the next crusade? 1051? It is almost there. Let us take a look at the Pope, because I want to take a look at whom the Pope will attack in this. This is a mess of a playthrough, and I love it. I think this was a perfect time to end it, with the Jannabids falling in literally just a second after me leaving. That's just outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Oh man. What I really hope for, and I don't know if they will ever get to this, but I've mentioned this before, what I would really like is a rework of the Muslim mechanics. It is fun to have like two caliphs, but it makes no sense to have one caliph under the other. They're actually arch enemies, you could say. So with the Abbasids coming back and suppressing the caliph over there that we have established under the Jannabid dynasty, the Abbasids should be eyeing to regain the title of caliph under the emperor, under the Badshah. I think that's his name, right? Badshah, was it Badshah? Badshah, yeah. If that is not the case, then what's the point of the caliph coming back if he is not actually challenging the other caliph of the, you know, of the Qarmatians, and he's not even challenging the caliph that is of his family, so to speak, or not even so to speak, he's just of his family. It's a bit weird that there's no mechanics to kind of account for that, and it makes it so that Muslim gameplay is fairly shallow, as in, if you hold the caliphate title, you are amazingly OP, because you will just go around and beat the crap out of everybody. You know, you can just go around, you have jihads at your disposal, we had invasions, we had great conquests, we had all of those at our disposal. It's just, you never run out of kingdom tier CBs, and kingdom tier CBs make conquering so much easier. If you have to go county by county or even duchy by duchy, it will take you several generations. And I remember at the start when CK2 was released, that was pretty much what you had. It was very, very rare to actually go for a full kingdom CB unless you know engineered it so that you would be inheriting it and then you at least get a strong claim on it and then you can push it. But without the, you know, engineering, the social engineering there. Oh, and what is this? Attacking the Umayyads in Catholic Crusade for West Francia. They should be able to do this. Maybe. I think they should. I can't even see the defenders list. Are you in this? Yes, you are. He's also defending in Yaha's host claim, who is also an Abbasid. Doesn't hold the caliphate. What a weird ass timeline. 5% in favor of the Pope. I think the Pope is going to win this year, but keep in mind that West Francia is truly only this. They can't even go for Aquitaine there. Quite a non-starter, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't call that crusade if I was the Pope. But they are going to win by the looks of it. What a boring crusade in that case. But one way or another, you know, until we see a rework of those mechanics, we will always end up with these very odd decisions. And Khanum, I just noticed, blobbed into the north and into Libya. Man, Libya truly is changing hand like there's no tomorrow. And the crusade just ended in favor of the Catholics. That is not really a surprise to me. I wonder if the Abbasid Caliph is reconverting people to... Oh yeah, look at this, Sunni. Yeah, you are a Sunni, you're a Sunni. You're also Sunni. So, we already have Arabia. Was that Yemen? Yeah, that is Yemen. We already have Yemen and, you know, proper parts of Arabia returning to the old faith. Yeah, he's converting them left and right. I think the Sunnis are back. And, I mean, let's be real here. Qarmatians didn't really make it as far. Not even nearly as far. I mean, nowhere nearly as far. They didn't really expand beyond, you know, their Bahrain possessions over there that they had at the very start when they were a republic. And at the end of the day, what happened was they just, I think they were there like for 200 or 300 years and then they fell apart. So what we created was a very, you know, ahistorical anomaly anyway. And now with the Caliph of the Abbasids returning, in whichever magic he's using there to do that, we are looking at something that resembles more closely, you know, what we could call the real future, or the real future and past of the Qarmatians. He's losing to the Catholic uprising. Oh, that's going to be nasty for him if he actually does lose that. Then you have the revolt there. Who cares about that revolt? 99%. What happened? I don't think he lost that. I think he won that. How did he win that? He must have defeated the army in just one fell swoop. Disappointing. That could have been it right there. The Latin Empire in the meantime blobbing into Ukraine for some reason. You know, if you can't explain it, just ignore it. That's my philosophy on this. Yeah, and it looks like the Abbasids have now actually re-established the full amount of the power that they needed to have. And I'm just looking. It looks like he does keep his capital in Damascus, which is an amazing city. Usually they tend to go, you know, for Iraq and Baghdad, but not in this case, it appears. Then we have Persia now under their control, under Jannabid control, but under the Jannabid control that has no claim to the actual Abbasid Empire, and he is now Sunni. Good God, I wonder, could he... Yo, I actually wonder. I've never thought about this, because it, you know, it's never really happening so primarily, where you have this weird constellation with a Caliph under a potential Caliph. I know the Abbasid is not actually a Caliph, but it could be. Could a Sunni Jannabid, with a strong claim on the Qarmatian Caliphate, would he push that claim, right? And then, because he's now Sunni, somehow get a claim on the Sunni Caliphate and unite the two Caliphates in one person? That would be very interesting to see, wouldn't it? I would love to find out if that is a thing that can actually happen. But the Catholics have been kind of, you know, on a... Yeah, they're holding up. I mean, you know, southern France, obviously now Muslim, but what can you do about it? Why do you not have an ambition? When's the next Crusade? 1085. Yeah, we're definitely gonna still catch that one in this video, I feel. Man, that's an interesting question. Could you get 2 Caliphate titles at once you convert back from Qarmatianism? Because you still have the strong claim. And if you could you call 2 jihads in quick succession, or maybe even at the same time? You know, a Sunni Caliph, a Sunni jihad, and then a Qarmatian jihad. Although it would honestly be quite weird if you could. But I don't want to rule it out. There's some quite weird mechanics. Let's just phrase it like that. That sounds a bit, you know... that sounds more polite. Karabogus just blobbing out. Kagan Inal... Oh, is it Kawan? Kayan? I'm not sure. Inal, the chaste of the Karabogus Boas. I'm never too sure about the G, because I know there's the G like in Erdogan, where you pronounce it like that, but it has this funny looking, like, turnaround accent circumflex there. And with that being the case, since CK2 doesn't actually, it can't display that character. And because of it, you never know if it is a, you know, turned around circumflex, or if it just is nothing. So I wouldn't be able to tell you. What's the next one? 1085. Ah, they're holding. I mean, have they converted Rome though? No, they have not. Disappointing. And nobody's repairing the Apostolic Palace. More than disappointing. Was it a white piece? Was won by Maharaja Lakshmanedava the Pious. No, he actually lost it. Jesus, that's embarrassing. Bacha Arif, the proselytizer. And why are you not going out actually defending against Caliph Najib? Second war against a tyranny. Oh no. Holy War for Spoleto. First of all, you're not going to win that one if you're busy fighting your own Caliph. So here he is, getting rid of the Qarmatian Caliph. Yo, actually, I want to keep my eye on him, because if he just, like, converts him, if the Caliph wins this, and not the Caliph, but the Bacha, and he imprisons the Caliph Najib and then just converts him to Sunni, does he keep the Qarmatian Caliphate? I don't think he will, but I am very interested in actually finding out. Man, they got screwed over so heavily and so easily here. The Abbasids really were able to push back against the Qarmatians once we went away. I mean, empires this big, the AI can never truly administer them. And that is, of course, a statement of, you know, how stupid is the AI, but second of all, it's also a statement just of how difficult it actually is. We as a player can do it way easier. And we can pause the game, we can, you know, consider so many damn things, do things that the AI doesn't understand. What does he do? Does he force convert him? No, he just killed him. You inherited it. You are... So you got the caliphate, of course. And that's it. Interesting. He didn't actually take any of his titles, I don't think. We're at 63 decadence. But you gotta keep in mind, the Abbasids also rebound. You know, they came back after sitting at 1,000,000 decadence for 100 years. And yeah, the Nicaean Empire, so the remainder, you know, or the remaining part of the Byzantine Empire has already... I mean, way before, like 15 years ago already, fallen flat and passed out. Thanks to Karabogus and everybody, pretty much. Emperor Rabdul of the Latin Empire. Tekla Agalon. They married Greeks here. Host claim on the Latin Empire. Defending... Yeah, okay, well. This is such a weird-ass development. Against the tyranny of Badsha Arif, the proselytizer. Yeah, Sunni's coming back. Fairly rapidly as well. I mean, we brought Qarmatianism so rapidly to the world. They're all Sunni now. Jannabids have lost their way. That much is clear. Romania is so solid. Damn, that's surprising. That's how strong they actually are. The Liao Khaganate is also holding on. No Seljuks. Nothing of that sort. Disappointing. I hate it. You know, HIP does it very well, but HIP does it a bit over the top, where the people that come and threaten the status quo, you know, all the great conquerors, they are predetermined to actually take everything that they had historically speaking. So they get event spawn troops until they have everything, and after that they are free to collapse. You know, after that the game is like, and now we are no longer railroaded. But they hardcore railroaded for all of the territory. For example, when the Seljuks come, they will take all of this stuff. It's just, you know, it can't happen otherwise. They will. 100% of the time. 1069 already. Yeah, I want to go until 1085. I just want to... It will probably be disappointing because it never... You know, when you wait for something as long as we will be waiting for the Crusader, it will probably never turn out as good as you would think it would. You know, probably just like Crusade for Lithuania. And just like, alright, whatever, dude. We haven't even had a crusade for Jerusalem. The Christians have used their crusades exclusively in defense of their true homelands. And I mean, of course, you know, Jerusalem, very important for the Christian faith, all things considered, and the Holy Land. You know, no doubt about it. But at the same time, I mean, it's a difference whether you declare a war, you know, for overseas, or if you declare a war for literally just centimeters away from Rome. That is a huge difference. Ooh, Umayyad Holy War for Bourbon. Bourbon, pardon me, dear French viewers. I should be able to speak French way better. Had it for like years and years and years in high school way back, but you know, if you don't practice a language, and this is why I would advise you, if you are in high school, for example, you're learning a language, and you're like, oh, this is boring, I don't want to speak it. No, dude. Learn the language. It helps you so much in everything you want to do later on. I mean, maybe not if you're in the US. About 30% of my viewers are from the US, meaning that, like, you know, for most of you, this is not really good advice, because most of the US Americans stay in the US, but especially in the EU, where you can just, you know, leave the country and live in one of the other 27+1 states. You should probably, like, try to get into some other languages. It helps so much. And I say that as somebody that, you know, isn't even leaving Bavaria or Germany, but it still aids me to a greater degree. And I regret not being able to speak French on the level that I can, for example, speak English. You know, that would be amazing if I could. And I think the Umayyads are going to lose this one, weakening them a bit further. Maybe they can be pushed back behind the mountain range. The, God, what was it? What was this one again? The Pyrenees, that's the name. The Pyrenees. Yeah, they're losing that. Meaning that they will be weak, might face another succession crisis, and right after, might get crusaded on. We will have to take a look at that. I'm very excited and hope that works out for the Christians there. Spending, blah, blah, blah. That's, you know, it's never going to happen. Egypt's never going to be free. Strong claim on Dailam. Oh... Why do you have a strong claim on that? Interesting. 61k troops, good lord. What have we created? And we haven't even created this empire for our own dynasty. Our own dynasty lost it. But just, I mean, I wish Bohemia would just create the HRE with Poland or something. Let's say Hungary, Poland, and Bohemia are now the HRE. That would be nice, you know, that's a nice Althis. Germany can't do anything. I mean, Germany is weak. And absolutely destroyed. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they're never gonna do that. It's not gonna happen. Nothing interesting here on the kingdom tier level. You know, not enough time for anything to slide into. Hey, to drift into a different kingdom. What is this? King of France. That's disgusting. But I guess they are eyeing. Oh, and England just died, I assume. I think he just ascended, and because of that, Ireland went away. Oh, and immediately he's claiming. He's not pushing his own claim. Oh, he can't because this. No, he totally could because he's not crowned. Interesting. But the British Isles have been fairly stable. I mean, you know, England eating Ireland, Wales, and Scotland is very much historically relevant. Wait a minute, what did you just... How the hell did you just do that? Kingdom of Crusader West Francia? Why do you still hold that, you fool? And then Kingdom of West Francia. What did you just do? What? Conquest of Aquitaine. Oh, we did a great conquest. Wow, that is impressive. That is crazy impressive, which means that the Crusade... Oh, this makes it interesting. Now the Crusade can actually go into a direction that isn't just, you know, some ridiculous tiny kingdom. It could potentially go for anything really big in Iberia, or, you know, even something here like Sicily. That would be huge. Or maybe they just go for Rome, you know, literally just one province that would be going for that. But I'm excited for that. That is very, very promising. I would love to see that. Honestly, great job to West Francia. The Umayyads got defeated by the Duke and by the entire, you know, Christian coalition against the Umayyads. And then the West Francian king used that to declare war, a great conquest on them, which is, by the way, an amazing CB. And he pushed through. Abbasids are really keeping it stable here. Let's take a look at the local Jannabid rulers. 85 decadence. The Jannabids are done. Let's not kid ourselves. The Idrisids... yeah, the Jannabids are quite literally done over here as well. Show me. I think this was in possession by a Jannabid. Yes, it was revoked. Oof. Explains a lot. Yeah, it's gone. What about the Qarmatian Caliphate has just ceased to exist. So I assume that you cannot inherit or press for it if you are of a wrong religion. Can you convert away from it though? Like, if you hold it, can you become Sunni? Or does it automatically destroy itself? It probably automatically destroys itself. You know, usually they are prepared for those kind of easy to figure out exploits. But, you know, worth trying, isn't it? Alright, we are closing in here on 1085 fairly rapidly. Ooh, what's going on over here? The Hindus, a secret Jain. A lot of Mahdi the Great. Your father, huh? Fascinating. And now you're facing a gigantic revolt. Fair enough. Arabogus. Nice meme, buddy. Nice meme. Who rules Germany anyway? The Conradina. Ah, the Thuringian dynasty there. They are quite powerful. I mean, you know. They really are. How did they get in power in the first place? Where did you inherit that from? Oh, it's elective. Right, I remember. No longer elective. They did reform it away from that, but it, you know, is elective at the start of the game. So that's where it also stands. Died in battle. Severe injuries. Jesus, just 2 years after the game started. Yeah, they never get that done, do they? I've never seen the HRE formed by the AI, and I don't think I ever will. There's probably like a 5% chance, you know, but you have to run a hell of a lot of games to get a almost guaranteed chance of actually seeing that. So I'm not gonna bother with that. In July, 14th July, 1085, we will be seeing the next Crusade, or at least we can potentially see the next Crusade, so we're almost there. And I'm excited. I hope it goes for like Sicily, because that would actually be a clash of the titans. Albania now under control of the Caliph, and he's actually now the Caliph. Caliph Arif, he must have usurped it. Or created it. It might have just been... Let's take actually a look. We can check that, of course. Yeah, he just created it. So after it fell, he was able to restore it because he already held the Arabian Empire, meaning that he was able to do it. Additionally to that, of course, he also has the Sayyid trait because the Abbasids are directly patrilineally descending from the Prophet Muhammad's uncle Al-Abbas. Meaning, I mean, you know, Abbasids. Meaning that he will be, or was in a position to actually just go ahead and control that. No crusade just yet, but he might have called it and it just hasn't been declared. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. If it goes anywhere, really. I can't believe how quickly Qarmatian, the Qarmatian belief died. A thing of the past. And I mean, look at the religious map. Sunni is so strongly back now. Especially with its religious power, of course, being probably close to 100. Yeah, it's 99. No crusade. Where's the crusade, Pope Sylvester III? He's a good pope. No? Gregarious, zealous, chaste, kind, just, and a theologian on top of it. That's exactly who you want for a pope. In Italy claiming... Damn, this is... Oh. Or it's actually for Latium. This is ridiculous. Wait, but this is just a Latium... What? Attacking Caliph Kawud in Latin Papal War for Latium. Oh! So... He's uncrowned, isn't he? So to be crowned by the Pope, Emperor Patrizio II was asked by the Pope to declare war on the Abbasids. You know that he's gonna lose that, right? I mean, have you seen this? Literally 6 times the size of the Latin Empire. That's not going anywhere. What a ridiculous war. And here we go, that's the other war. Attacking in Catholic Crusade for Leon. That's disappointing. You literally already hold half of Leon. Alright, let's have this crusade end. It will end very, very quickly by... No way is he actually winning that, right? No way! If the Latin Empire pulls that one out, I will go crazy. How would he do that? Literally, how would he do that? No way! No, okay, he's not doing it. I was about to say, that would be insane. Genuinely just crazy, because you can't win with 6k against 60k. That's just... Come on, man. Leon will definitely fall. I mean... How could the Umayyads actually resist? The Umayyads are the one side losing, you know, power here. The Trebizond Kingdom, Trebizond, has been able to reclaim quite a bit of Greece, or, you know, primarily almost all of Greece. And he's also controlling Abkhazia over here. That's not... Is that historically? Yeah, I was about to say, Abkhazia is a bit away from that. Oh, that's alright. How's this one going? Tell me about it. 96%, yeah. The crusade is over. Denmark is... What are you doing, baby? Please. Look at Cumania and Karabogas. I love that. Alright, and with that being said and being done... Look at her. Good job, Queen Berengere. Ah, the Carlings. Strong show from the Carlings. They held on the entire time to France. It's gonna win that. Yeah, but we're gonna end it right here. Let me just, you know, cycle through the different map modes. We have a clear the religious map. The Manichaeans usually manage to hold on, and they have become the primary religion over, you know, in favor over the actual Zoroastrianism. Buddhism is fairly strong. Sunni is back. Qarmatianism is practically gone. Catholicism actually surprisingly strong. They held on. None of these managed to convert or reform, rather, their things. Nothing else, like nothing interesting, literally nothing interesting on the culture map mode. Governments, I mean, the nomads have been holding on better than you would think. They have even, I think, extended their realm to the north and to the west, pushing out tribals. Quite a good job, I will admit. And I think that's about it. I mean, the dynasties, the Abbasids are ruling, obviously. You have a Divrea. In the Abbasids themselves, you got some Jannabids holding their actual ancestral territory. That is quite comforting, isn't it? This part of the Jannabids had to give up their belief, but they were able to hold on to most of their possessions. The Carlings are holding on to this. The Poitou, though the strongest. Oh, and off Saxony. What kind of dynasty are you? A random one. Well, alright. You are a bastard of House Lockhart. I have no idea who House Lockhart even is, historically speaking. Conradina ruling over here, and then nobody. Where the Ludolfinger? Are they entirely gone? What? Von Werle? Slavic? What are you up to? I think the Ludolfinger might actually be gone. Let me take a look at the history. I just want to see. How's Ludolfinger? Yep, they're all deceased. That much is gone then. Let me see. Wait a minute. If you turn blue, that means there is a different family, or there is your house ruling over something else that is more powerful than what you hold. Cyprus. Oh wow. Oh my. Not that strong, I will say. He's not that strong, but we have a merchant republic in Cyprus. That's so exciting. That's really cool. That's a really good place as well for a merchant republic. One way or another, thank you so much for tuning in. I will leave you right here, and the next series will be in Geheimnisnacht. Yes, you have voted. Was a very close vote, you know, but Brexit means Brexit, and Geheimnisnacht means Geheimnisnacht. Don't worry if you voted after the end. We will, of course, get back to after the end. The California playthrough that I talked about a month ago by now will not be forgotten. We will be back in after the end eventually. But thank you so much for tuning into this series. I really appreciate all of your feedback and all of the engagement that you guys, you know, give me, all of the fun that you have and that we can have together. And I will see you later, alligator.